Sometimes, the body speaks quietly. Not with pain or panic, but with soft signals, small changes that are easy to miss if we're not paying attention. This video is not meant to frighten you, but to prepare you. Because if someone you love is entering their final year of life, knowing these subtle signs can help you respond with gentleness, wisdom, and presence. You won't always see them all. But even one or two of these signs may be your loved one's quiet way of saying, "I'm starting to let go." Let's begin. Sign number 1, unexplained weight loss. Weight loss in an elderly person can be subtle at first. You might notice a belt needs a new hole or that their favorite sweater seems too loose. At first, you may assume it's just a passing phase, a temporary lack of appetite, a change in diet. But when that weight continues to drop without trying, it's often a quiet whisper from the body that something deeper is happening. In the final year of life, the body often begins to conserve energy. Digestive processes slow. The sense of taste can fade. The brain may stop sending hunger signals as strongly. And as a result, a person may simply stop eating, not because they're in pain or depressed, but because their body no longer demands fuel in the same way. It's also possible that eating becomes physically exhausting. Chewing may feel like a chore. Swallowing might be harder. Or the act of sitting at a table and finishing a plate of food might drain more energy than it's worth. All of this leads to what doctors call cachexia, or wasting syndrome, a natural part of many end-of-life processes, especially in chronic illnesses like cancer, advanced heart failure, or dementia. But what can you do as a caregiver or loved one? First, observe without judgment. Watch their patterns. Are they avoiding meals altogether, or just eating smaller portions? Are they still drinking fluids? Are there specific foods they still enjoy, even in small amounts? Second, offer food in ways that feel comforting, not demanding. Small bites. Favorite flavors. Nutrient-rich smoothies. Soft foods that don't require effort. A little bit at a time is better than pressure to clean your plate. Consider keeping finger foods nearby like slices of banana, cheese, or crackers. Encouraging sips of nourishing drinks like bone broth or ensure. Eating together, even a small shared moment can rekindle appetite. And most of all, understand that this may not be something to fix. In many cases, especially in hospice or palliative care, the goal shifts from prolonging life to enhancing comfort. Trying to force meals can create stress, both for you and your loved one. If you're unsure, speak with a palliative care nurse or physician. They can help assess whether the weight loss is part of a natural process, and how to best support your loved one's wishes. Finally, shift your focus from nutrition to connection. If meals are no longer the centerpiece of the day, let conversation be. Let quiet music play. Let the sun come through the window and warm their skin. These small moments nourish the soul, even when the body begins to let go. Weight loss at the end of life is not a failure. It's the body's way of releasing. And when you understand this, you can respond not with fear, but with love. With presence. Sign number 2, extreme fatigue or weakness. Extreme fatigue is different from simply being tired. It is deep, persistent, and not easily fixed by rest. It can feel like the whole body is slowing down, as if it's trying to preserve every bit of remaining energy for essential functions only, like breathing, keeping the heart beating, and staying awake just long enough to say a word or hold a hand. This kind of fatigue often emerges gradually. At first, your loved one may stop doing small things, watering the plants, walking to the mailbox, reading for long periods. Then, they may begin to nap more often, stay seated most of the day, or struggle to finish daily routines that once felt automatic. You might hear things like, "I just don't have the energy. Can we talk later? I need to rest." Or you might notice longer pauses during conversations, even mid-sentence. It's important to remember, this is not laziness, depression, or disinterest. It is the body slowing down. In the final year of life, energy becomes precious. The heart may not pump as strongly. The lungs may not bring in as much oxygen. The body knows what's happening, even if the mind hasn't yet spoken it aloud. So, the body begins to conserve energy wherever it can. As a caregiver or loved one, how you respond matters deeply. Here's what you can do. 1. Respect the rhythm. Don't try to schedule too many things in one day. Keep plans simple. 1 visitor. 1 activity. 1 meaningful moment at a time. 2. Offer help quietly. Don't ask them to walk across the room if you can bring the object to them. Don't insist on a full shower if a warm washcloth will do. Energy is sacred now. Help them spend it wisely. 3. Sit with them. Sometimes the greatest gift isn't stimulation, it's stillness. Just being there. Holding a hand. Letting them doze off while you read quietly nearby. 4. Watch their signals. Do they start nodding off mid-conversation? Do their shoulders sag? These are signs it's time to pause. Also, let go of the idea that rest equals waste. In our culture, doing is often praised more than being. But in the final season of life, presence matters more than productivity. Rest is not failure, it's a form of reverence. You might also notice that your loved one seems more spiritually open during this time. The stillness of fatigue sometimes allows space for deeper reflection. A soft moment of prayer. A whispered memory. A sigh of peace. These are moments to treasure, not to rush. Finally, don't forget to care for yourself. Witnessing someone else's fatigue can be draining. Make sure you're getting your own sleep, your own nourishment, and your own moments of stillness. Extreme fatigue is not something to fear. It is the body's way of turning inward, preparing for what's next. And when you honor that slowing down, you create space for grace. For dignity. Sign number 4, frequent infections or slow healing. Frequent infections or slow healing are often overlooked signs that a loved one's body is preparing to wind down. In the final year of life, the immune system, once a strong, silent protector, begins to lose its strength. Cuts take longer to close. Bruises stay dark for weeks. And minor illnesses, like a cold or urinary tract infection, seem to arrive more often and linger much longer than they used to. This isn't a failure. It's part of the body's quiet retreat. You might notice. They get sick after every visit from grandchildren. Antibiotics take longer to work, or don't work as well. A sore on the skin just won't close. Their gums bleed more when brushing. They seem to be fighting something all the time, even if they don't feel obviously ill. This decline in immune function doesn't just affect how they fight infections, it also slows the body's ability to repair itself. Cells regenerate more slowly. Inflammation lingers. What once would have been a one-day nuisance now becomes a multi-week recovery. For caregivers, this can be a confusing and frustrating time. You might ask, why does she keep getting sick? Why isn't this healing? Why isn't the medicine working? The answer, heartbreakingly, is not always in the medicine. Sometimes, it's in the body's deeper transition. So what can you do? 1. Shift from fixing to comforting. Rather than chasing every symptom with a new prescription or emergency call, ask, what brings the most ease? Sometimes, a warm blanket and gentle touch offer more than any antibiotic can. 2. Focus on prevention with care. Wash hands often. Keep their space clean and airy. Make sure cuts are cleaned quickly. Offer soft, hydrating foods. A strong immune boost isn't likely, but you can help reduce stressors on their body. 3. Work with the body, not against it. If their skin is fragile, avoid adhesives or tight clothing. If they're prone to infections, consider whether catheters, feeding tubes, or other interventions are truly necessary, or if they're doing more harm than good. 4. Listen for the unspoken. Sometimes, slow healing is also a way for the body to say, "I'm tired." Not everything can be solved. But everything can be met with grace. One family shared the story of Mr. Howard, 83, who developed a stubborn cough that never fully cleared. At first, doctors tried round after round of antibiotics. Then steroids. Then tests. But none brought lasting relief. Eventually, they paused. They asked Howard what he wanted. He said simply, to breathe easier. To rest without more hospitals. To be home. And that became the focus. A vaporizer by his bed. Warm soup. Quiet evenings with music and family. No, the cough never fully went away. But neither did his peace. In the final stage of life, the goal isn't always cure. It's comfort. Dignity. Relief. If your loved one keeps getting sick, or healing slower than before, know this, their body isn't giving up. It's gradually letting go. Sign number 5, changes in breathing or circulation. Perhaps their hands and feet feel colder than usual. Their breathing becomes irregular, shallow, or slow. Or you notice pauses between breaths. These are signs that the body is shifting its focus inward. Circulation begins to center around the heart and brain. The breath may become soft, even rhythmic, like a wave coming in and out. This is often one of the last signs. And in this moment, your presence, not your words, is the greatest gift. Underscore 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 underscore. Ending. This isn't about giving up. It's about showing up. If you've seen some of these signs in someone you love, this doesn't mean death is coming tomorrow. But it may mean that the final chapter has begun. And while that can feel heavy, it also gives you a sacred invitation. To be present. To hold a hand. To say what matters. To listen, not to fix, but to simply hear. When time is short, presence becomes the most powerful medicine. Thank you for being the kind of person who wants to show up for those you love. May this video help you walk that path with peace, patience, and an open heart.